Yeah, whoa. Look, they can never keep me down, I'm going. And if I ever fail, just know I'll go again. I never quit, cause I know that every loss may lead to another win. I'm going up. I bet when I land, they gonna tell me.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Spot Real Talk. My name is Tiara.
I'm Tiffany.
I'm Ron.
And we are back today with another recap of PowerBook 2 Ghosts. First of all, this is season 4, episode 7, and it was titled "I Can't Fix This." We heard that a lot this episode. But please make sure you tap in with us first by subscribing to our channel, liking the video, and clicking that notification bell. All of those things help support this channel and keep us going. So please make sure you tap in. Let your friends and family know to tap in with the Spot Real Talk too. Now we're going to go ahead and get into the discussion because a lot went down this episode. We know that Diana got stomped out last episode, and we were kind of figuring out that, like, ooh, it ain't looking good for this baby.
Yeah, I knew
and
the baby
that's
was
exactly where it opened up. She's in the hospital, and she lost the baby. I mean, I think we all kind of figured that would happen after the way she got beat down.
And she was in the first trimester too, so it's a really delicate time.
Yeah, that's devastating, and this is going to be life changing for her. And so obviously she's very emotional, and she's in a state where she's shifting blame. She's really upset with Tariq, basically for not protecting her and the baby like he said he would do. And she wanted him out of the game. She wanted out the game herself, and she's like, this is all of the stuff that comes along with being involved in this lifestyle. This is why I want out. And so while she is justified in some of the things she's saying, I was like, dang, it's kind of crazy that you throwing this on Tariq like that, like he was solely responsible.
That was grief, because sometimes when people are grieving and they can become irrational and stuff and thinking out of emotion. Because honestly, it's her mom that's in bed with Carter and them. It was Carter's task force. I mean, Felicia from his task force that did it. That was not Tariq's fault.
Right.
And aside from that, you blame Tariq for not being there, but how can he? I mean, he's not a soothsayer. He can't figure out where you are at a moment's notice. For instance, when Felicia called you, you should have called Tariq and said, hey, this is what she wants me to do.
Well, she did. Felicia blindsided. That's why Tariq, Felicia ambushed her.
Right, but
and Tariq was there for her because he was the one that took out Zion for Diane.
Right, but I'm saying if she had said, Felicia wants, if she'd been a little clearer to Tariq as to what Felicia was asking her to do, I think that
she did tell Tariq that. That's why he did it.
But
Felicia ambushed Diana. She was able to find Diana because of the burner phone that she had.
Right.
And stuff. So she ambushed her on the way to meet Tariq. So that wasn't Tariq's fault.
No, I'm not blaming Tariq, and nor Monet for that matter. It was just one of those unfortunate circumstances that happened. And you mentioned about life changing. We'll get into it later, but what she ultimately felt she had to do, that's about as life-changing as it's going to be for her. And we have reason now to understand why she's really going to go through it. So I don't know, I think it was just a whole set of misfortune, and it's going to be interesting how it plays out for her because she's got a lot on her mind.
And so it's right that she feels this way and that she's going through it, but the foremost thought in her mind is revenge. Like, she is telling Monet that she wants to go after Carter and get him to give up Felicia or whatnot, and Monet kind of like agrees with her. Monet is down, she's with it, because that's her grandchild that got stomped and ultimately killed by this lady. So not only are you now affecting my business, but now you're affecting my family in a very real way. At first it was Drew, now it's Diana. It's like, okay, you crossed the line.
He did cross the line. But at first, Monet did say to Diana, she was like, hold up. Like, let's get you healed. Let's take your meds and stuff. So I did appreciate that about Monet, that she tried. She went into mama mode first. Like, when she saw Tariq, she was like, what happened to the baby? How's it? Is he okay? And then she tried to take care of Diana. So she was trying, but then when Diana got on that, like, I want to do this. Then Monet was about ready to stand up and say, "Oh yeah, then we gonna pull up on Carter."
Well, I mean, and then she did try to explain to Monet what you are thinking about doing are some very heavy consequences,
A
and
cop.
you may want to rethink that.
Yes.
But
Not
she was
only a cop, a dirty cop.
right.
Do what he want to do.
But the problem is, even the dirty cops become crystal clean once they are killed by somebody. They no one they overlook the fact that they may have deserved to be as what do you say, Tiff, undead or
Unalive.
unalive.
It's true. And Monet went to Detective Carter. She told him, that Diana was pregnant, and he obviously didn't know, but he refused to give up Felicia. He's like, I'm gonna do this my way. And that was like a common thing that like everybody wanted to do things their way. He wanted to deal with Felicia the way he wanted to. Monet wanted to deal with Felicia how she wanted to. Once Diana told Drew about her losing the baby, Drew was like, I'll fix it. Everybody's trying to jump in and fix the situation.
The cops have a code. And that's why I wasn't surprised that he said that to her. Because he was just like, he said, let me deal with my people. So he immediately pulled up on her though, and said and stuff. So I wasn't surprised that he wasn't gonna give her up.
Yeah, I agree. I was a little disappointed that he didn't take her out himself, because what he sees is his organization unraveling, and that's a good start. Felicia is a good start.
Well, she's a liability now, because he now knows that I told you to take out Zion.
Right.
You told Diana to take him out, and then Diana told Tariq. So it's like this chain effect. Now all of these people are involved in our thing that was supposed to be on the down low. Like,
and your safe house. Your safe house not safe anymore.
Exactly. Yeah. And now there's a breadcrumb, like a trail, because there's a video of the whole ordeal.
And that's the leverage that they have over Tariq, though. The fact that he has that video of Tariq, which means he really got to go. But
but think about it. What are you doing with a safe house, Mr. Policeman?
They usually do have. I mean,
no, police don't have safe houses. No.
They do. They put witnesses in safe houses.
Spies may have one, but
they put witnesses when they go in
they can put them in witness protection. but that safe house, no, you got to question that safe house. Particularly for that little organization that they have, you have to question that safe house. They can put you away safely, but you don't have a safe house. That's typically where drug dealers are.
They had Dre in a safe house. When they came in there to try to kill Dre, and Dre killed Detective Donovan and OG Power, Dre was in a safe house.
Drug dealers have safe houses. Okay.
It was the cops' safe house. Remember, they had Dre there because he was getting ready to testify against the Jimenez. It was supposed to have been the next day. The Jimenez pulled up on the safe house and aired them out, and Dre got out because he did what he did. But they do have safe houses.
I asked some of my fellow officers, where's your safe house?
They're not supposed to tell you. Your fellow officer better not tell you where the safe house is.
Right. But the point is that there is a video remaining from the thing, and Felicia sees it as a plus because she's like, we can use this against Tariq. But Carter sees it as a liability, which gives him all the more ammunition to be against Felicia. She's back on drugs. She done killed this girl's baby, and now she didn't do the job that I told her to do. So it's like all of these strikes against Felicia, which I think if Diana hadn't got to Felicia, ultimately Carter would have had to do something with her.
I agree.
Look, everybody was going to go after Felicia because when I saw like Monet, I think eventually when Kane was like, who was Felicia? when he pulled up to the hospital, I was like, because that's one thing about Kane. He may be mad at them and stuff, but he is all about family.
Yes.
And that is still his little sister. And I think we talked about that last week. And when I heard him asking about her, and then when I saw later on, and I know we'll get to that, but when I saw him look into the file and he saw who Felicia was, I was like,
yeah.
I actually thought he would get to her first. That's what I thought. I thought he'd get to her first.
But I was like, if Diana didn't, I was for sure Kane would.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about Diana getting to Felicia. because she gets there to go and kill Felicia, and instead of just going for the kill,
that's how you know she ain't a killer.
She got to talk to her. She dropped the gun. They rumbling around, rolling. She almost gets suffocated. I'm like, this always goes left. It never goes how you think it's going to go.
That's what I said. You can't be, if you want to kill, you got to just
go for it.
You cannot start right. And that's what I knew. I said, this chick, because she's doing the same thing that, what's his name? The cop that Tariq, Ray. To Tariq, like they try to talk and they're trying to talk their way so they can get close enough to wrestle the gun away from you. So I was like, damn, you're doing all this talking. I could tell that you're not
ready. It gotta be on site. It gotta be on site.
On site.
So it goes left, and obviously, Diana knocks her unconscious for a little bit, and Felicia's a little woozy, but then Diana finishes the job with the pan.
And a frying pan, big old frying pan.
Cast iron one.
Cast iron, yeah, skillet. Yeah.
That thing is heavy.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, she got her revenge, but she doesn't feel any better, especially after seeing Felicia's son. And he's like, where's my mom and whatnot? And they gotta lie to him and pretend like they cops and whatnot. And I'm like, why are y'all still in this house?
That's messy too, because the boy is old enough that if he saw pictures,
he could identify them.
He could identify them. And so that was real messy. And I thought what Monet said,
she was like, I'm going to handle this.
I'm handle it.
I said, wait, how you going to handle it? Yeah. I was worried. I was like, oh, no, she going to stuff
I was a little worried for that little boy. I'm like, oh, my God. You got Monet on your butt.
They'll be glad, because I don't know how Noma is. Noma seemed to be ruthless. I think about folks. Somebody else would have, the kid and all.
Oh yeah, they wouldn't have cared about the kid.
I don't think like Tariq would and stuff like that. I don't think they have that in them. I don't think like Ghost. I don't think Ghost would have killed. And even Tommy don't kill kids.
No, but they're not hitmen. If you hired a hitman to do that job, and that boy happened to
said Ghost and Tommy
hitman. No. I'm talking about hired hitmen. I'm talking about the type of men you would hire to kill someone. If they were that type of because they are ruthless. They know you don't leave witnesses.
Right.
And young or old, you just don't leave them.
Yeah.
And
but I was thinking, like, what are they going to do about this kid? Like, he is going to be a problem.
Yeah, he's going to be a problem.
Yeah. So I don't know where that's going to land.
That's Carter's problem now.
Yeah, because Carter said he would deal with it. He got Drew to wrap his body up, and they were going to deal with things.
And then
but he put them in a pickle though. He got them in this ultimatum because we know everybody popped up on scene. Monet was there, Drew was there, Carter showed up, and he realized that Monet was lying about the Russians.
Remember, but Drew brought Carter.
Drew brought him.
Yeah, Drew brought
Drew
Carter.
told him what was up. Remember, Monet sent the text saying Diana is doing the dot.
Right.
Yeah. But
did that make sense though to you? I mean,
Drew gave Carter the information that he needed about
to save their lives.
Yeah,
because he told them, because what Monet was holding back, which we knew, she told them they got the drugs from the Russians and stuff, but the real connect is Noma.
Yeah,
and that's what Monet was holding back, and that's
because she was trying to save Kane.
She was trying to save Kane. She was trying not to get close to Noma to save Kane, but Drew gave up Noma's name and stuff, and that's what Carter said. That's the only reason why I ain't killing you and Diane.
And I'm thinking, but what I'm saying is that could have gone another way entirely, because he did say specifically to leave her alone.
He did.
And
the deal was supposed to be Drew would kill Roman for them, and they would let Monet and Diane off the hook. Right. But that deal was made with Nico, not with Carter.
Nico and Carter did not give the okay for Felicia to do what she did. So all this stuff, Felicia acted outside of Carter and Nico's thing. And that's why Carter was saying to Drew, like, you better not try to retaliate for what happened. I didn't make that call. I didn't okay that. So I guess he figured there's a way for us to work together. Like, since Drew did what he did, and Drew did take care of business. Drew took care.
I was gonna say, let's be honest. Drew been taking care of
Drew deserved game over. Drew took care of Zay. He
Yeah.
took care of Roman.
Roman,
He did.
yes.
He did what he did. He stood on business. So even though he had to snitch on Noma for his family, he said, "I did what I had to do to protect my family."
Exactly. Drew get the game ball. I'm
Yeah.
like,
I have to look at Drew in another light. Past series, I was a little suspect, but you know, Drew, you've been on top of things.
yeah, and so it works out for them. But I was like, oh my goodness, like Carter did just put them in this kind of ultimatum where it's like, I can make Felicia's death look like an accident if you give me leverage to use against Noma.
He
So
said
now,
accident though, and I'm like, an accident?
how do you make a frying pan
Your head was
look like
bashed in
an
with a front. Yeah,
accident?
that's wrong word. Wrong choice of words.
I
You
mean,
know,
who knows? He might make it look like it was an intruder.
that's not an accident. That's
Yeah, I
my
was about to
point.
say.
You know,
No,
an
I mean,
intruder,
I'm
yes.
saying, or maybe he'll make it that she fell down the steps or some stuff. Like, I mean, who knows?
No,
Dang, I don't know
no.
what kind of
Your
stairs
skull
you.
doesn't get crushed. Look. Forensics can even tell you what
Oh,
weapon.
when you
What,
that, yeah, they can
yeah.
tell when the body been moved, all that stuff. So either way, I mean,
Well, it sounds like they got rid of the body, him and Drew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe make it look like a disappearance or like she ran off or
Yeah.
like she got a, I don't know, but it can't be based on her body and them finding it because they find that body, they gonna know it wasn't no accident.
Exactly.
And you know, I was glad that things turned out the way it did and that Tariq didn't have to get his hands dirty because Tariq already got a cop body on him. He don't need another cop body. And I think that's what Tasha was pointing out to him when he went to go talk to Tasha. And she was like, let this fall under Tejadas. You don't need none of this on you and our family because we're trying to reunite.
Yeah, he's like, I want you back with me.
Right.
But the thing that she said that I was like, oh, please don't let this come back up. When she said, when he made the comment about Monet, and he was like, don't nobody know I shot that B. I was like, she in witness protection. Are there cameras there? Is this gonna come back up? Is she gonna find out? Like, I'm rooting. I want Tasha to get out of this alive.
Well, then the whole idea of witness protection would be a moot point because if you got cameras, that means somebody's running the cameras. And then my whole point, I understand what you're saying. I think though, with Tariq, it doesn't matter whether he did it himself because guess what? Now Carter's saying, "Welcome back.
Welcome to the team. Exactly.
Welcome to the team." And so now he's all in. And again, and his mother was trying to save him from that very thing.
Yeah.
You know, Tasha was trying to tell him, let this fall on the Tejadas. But no, you had to do your thing.
This is where his connection to Tate is going to help him because Tate, Carter with that BS takedown. Nico don't believe Carter. What I saw from Nico this episode, Nico was like, he may not have been one of us, a dirty guy, he said, but he was a good cop. So he respected Kamal.
Yeah.
And when he saw that makeshift bust that they did with Carter, he was looking like the forensics. He was looking at him. He was like, oh, okay. I think that if he doesn't kill, because Carter might kill him too, I think he might flip. I think he's gonna flip.
Yeah, loyalties are definitely shifted, and you can see it very clearly. So it's like everybody's tied in together. And we're gonna talk about this next. But the file that that Kane got, kind of implicates Carter and his team. So they about to be in some hot water. But speaking of the Kamal thing, Rashad showed up. He seen his brother's body, and he was hot. I mean, he was like, I want the killer to pay. I want answers. He threatened Carter that either you tell me what's going on with this case or I'm going to the press. And so that's how that whole makeshift Russian bus had to come about anyway.
And it seemed like Rashad didn't halfway believe it when he initially started.
That's what I'm saying. He said I used to be a cop. He said I was going to find. So I think he probably sizing up behavior and stuff like that. Yeah. And that's why I think it's going to be a situation with Tariq. Once they get a chance to talk, and as I said, I wish if there's a way that Tariq and Kane could put aside whatever, because if Kane could show Tariq the file and everything, they could give it to Tate, and they can all work together to take Carter down.
Ultimately, might end up happening.
I can already say you may not be too far from the truth because basically that's all you can do.
Yeah.
It would take a Tate to bring
Yeah,
Carter
that's
down.
what I said. He got the type of connections, and then a file, all this stuff, and you can put all that together, and then shoot, Diana got
Yeah.
stomped out by this cop and all this, put all this stuff together.
And the
Yeah,
fact that he disposed of the body makes him as much.
but they can't implement Diana though. That's the thing.
Well, he
That's the
can't
part they
because.
gotta stay.
But here's the point: you do that to Diana. How do you explain getting rid of the body? How do you explain your involvement? So Carter's kind of his mouth is shut no matter what, because no matter where you go,
He's
his hands are dirty.
Oh,
There's
I
nothing he
agree.
can do.
I agree. And he looked real desperate this
Well, he is
episode.
desperate.
He looked
Yeah.
real desperate. It
Yeah.
remind me of Detective Howard raising Canton. And I
Yeah.
was like, and you didn't end well for him. So I suspect it's not gonna end well for Carter either.
No.
Yeah. So the whole thing with this Noma thing though, and how I think that Kane is starting to get sick of her because she needs her citizenship to maintain the contracts that she wanted. And she's got Davis in there trying to tell her, to get a actual citizen to be majority owner of her company, which of course he suggested himself.
Mm-hmm.
But that relationship between Noma and Davis is like she's throwing it in Kane's face, like, oh, you ain't the only one, you can be replaced. All of this, and Kane is kind of getting sick of it. He's like, I don't want you to keep treating me like I'm an employee. Like, I bring value to the table. I might have messed up, but I'm still valuable.
Yeah, he said, I've been holding you down. And not only that, he's checking her about how he's treating her, but he got a real soft spot for Effie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he knows.
But
and
you
he
know
knows
what? Effie got a soft spot for him too.
they
but
feel each other. Yes, they do. And
what happens now that he asked? Now he showed me some strategic thinking.
Yeah.
When he said to Norma, "Marry me,"
Mm-hmm.
and of course that must sound like it sounds like a good proposal to her, and it makes kind of sense now because as we said earlier, um, Kane wants to get deeper involved into that whole organization.
Yeah.
What better way to do it? And now getting married, once he decides to take over,
he take him on, then he can get her up out of here.
it's a done deal.
And
it's a done
if you
deal.
said last week that you thought that Kane was gunning for the number one spot.
Exactly.
I think that it's really all starting to fall into place now because I think Noma's taking his offer seriously.
Oh, she did. She did take it off. But look, you want to know the how do you say the
with the gag,
the chink in the ointment or whatever, however it's placed. Kane, you told Effie to stay at your place.
The spot, yeah.
Oh, right.
You were coming back. Now, what Effie is going to think when she finds out that you and Noma are getting married after?
Oh, she left. She left soon as because she was waiting.
No. I said, what is she going to do? Effie's nothing to play with. So
I think she can explain. I think Kane can explain it away though, because we know that Effie and Kane are truly like feeling each other.
Yeah, but Effie's also feeling. But Effie doesn't like that relationship. Even no matter right, exactly.
Ultimately, Effie is also about her business, and if she sees that Kane is doing this strictly for a business strategy, then she might say, okay, like this is going to secure us and to be able to get bigger and better things. I don't think she's going to be okay with their sexual relationship, but she might see the strategy behind what he's trying to do. And I think that she would be down with it ultimately if it means Noma's out of here. That means we're both freed up to do what we ultimately want to do.
Love makes you do foolish things, sit alone by the phone, a phone that never rings, an old song.
Speaking of freedom, free, did you see that as she was waiting for Kane to come back, her phone rang and it was like, Mom, and she ignored the call. So I'm like, oh, we getting ready to see.
Who's mommy?
Who's mommy? And how has she impacted Effie? Like, what, we got to see how this works.
There's a whole story there. So, and all of this coming right after they did this little information heist to get the into the cop's laptop or whatnot. They had to put on this front that Braden had got hurt, and they go into the cop's wife's house and gets into the laptop, and Kane has the front like he's the cop. That whole situation. Kane kind of showed how concerned he is for Effie's, not on her survival, but her safety too. Because Noma was ready to get Effie out of there. She said that I think Effie is the one who's tipping Carter off.
Exactly.
And Kane stepped up and said, you know, like, nah, it's not her. And not only is it not her, I'm going to help her get the information that kind of venerates her name or whatever. You know, so Effie was cleared as far as Noma's concerned, being the one who was tipping Carter off.
I don't know that she thinks she cleared. She said she gonna keep working for me until we find out who tipped. Yeah. Because she said to him, she said, "You find out who it was. Find out. Don't come back till you find out." And then when he brought this information, he said, "This information is a start." But she said, "Who put Carter onto me?" So she still thinks there's a snitch out there.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely like still a snitch.
But she still don't trust Effie.
She don't trust her. That's clear. I don't think she ever gonna really trust her again.
It's still that Effie, Noma, Kane situation.
It's more than business now. People are involved.
Yeah, it's more than business.
Yeah.
And
so that doesn't fare well when you mixing business and personal ever. So we always say that. And time and time again, these shows they mix business and personal, and that's gonna get sticky. So I think, like you said, Noma, I think at the end of this, she gonna be out of here.
Yeah, she is. She is. I like the way Kane is moving. That's part of what he's doing. He's lining things up. He's like, he can marry her. He can take over the business, and then if she's out the way, he can also protect Effie.
Yep.
Because as long as Noma is around, she's like, he sees how Noma moves and how she was like, oh, you're concerned about your little girlfriend and da da da. He sees how she rolls, and he knows that Effie's life is in danger.
Yes,
as long as Noma is around.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see, because it seems like now it's everybody versus Noma and by association Kane. So Kane is in threat. I mean, Kane's life is being threatened just by being associated with Noma now that Carter and his crew are after her. Now it's really going to be interesting to see where things turn up, because Noma's no walk in the park.
No, she's not.
They're gonna have to work hard to get information, and it looks like, I don't know if you've seen the previews for next episode, but Monet is questioning what Noma's like, what's stopping her from killing us, you know?
Right.
And they're asking Davis for information, which we know Davis is in bed with Noma, so asking him to give her up is not beneficial for Davis. And Davis,
he was like, that's not fine.
Beneficial for him.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but Dave.
And it looks like
my thought
Tariq also tells Noma that Carter is after her, so it's like now he's on her radar, so she's gonna be playing defense.
Yeah.
Well, Kane has a thing to do, so it's gonna be it's gonna be interesting to see how far Carter can get, because he has to get past Kane, and Kane is on a mission, so it's gonna be a little difficult for Carter to reach Kane. I don't see that coming, if at all, until the last episode. Right. But
it seems like Kane is only one of Monet's kids that Carter can't get to at this point.
Right.
But if he gets pointed in Noma's direction, he will, because that's how he got Obi.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, by association.
Yeah, Kane, by association.
That's correct.
But Kane, that would be a mistake for Carter, I think.
Yeah.
I think he's estimating Kane and Drew, for that matter.
Well,
well, he sees Suit, and he said, Drew, he said, I knew there was something special about you, son.
Yeah.
And so I think Drew has shown him stuff, because Drew has been able to think on his feet and stuff. And I'm like, okay,
somebody to play with, because Carter has reneged on his promises, or like maybe not Carter, but Carter's crew has reneged on what they promised. And so I think that Drew is only going to be as loyal as what you can do for him in return.
Right.
And that's what he's underestimating Drew.
Yeah, because I think Carter's crew, they were willing to do a little underhanded stuff, but I think particularly with Nico, he sees that this has gone a little bit farther than he wanted to be a part of.
And it's like their whole purpose as this task force was to go after people who were doing wrong in the street, but look at what they're doing.
Exactly.
And they said
unborn babies and stuff.
Yeah, he said no innocence. And Felicia, the cop, protect and serve, is stomping out Diana and killing her baby.
No consequences.
Right. And then you going after Russians that had nothing to do with, so
they were drug dealers. They looked at it like that. So
yeah, but he had to do it. We knew why he did it. He had to do it. He had to come up with something for Tate, but
and that's what I'm saying though. But where's the consequences for you? You're killing Kamal. He was an upstanding man.
Yeah,
he was.
What does that make you? If you supposed to be the task force going behind, you're going after people like exactly who you're turning into.
Oh, that was desperate. That was desperate.
No, it was.
Kamal, like I said, I wish Kamal would have gone to his brother and said, "Listen, bruh, and they could have put their heads together and stuff." That was dumb of Kamal to do that, and Carter acted out of desperation.
But it'll be interesting to see what Nico does. It'll be interesting to see what Nico does when he finds out.
Nico gonna be pissed because it's supposed to be us going after the people that deserve it. Right. Kamal didn't deserve it, and you see, like you said, Nico had a lot of respect for Kamal.
He said it. He already said it. He said it. He said Kamal didn't deserve that.
Right.
And if he finds out the truth, Carter's own people might take him out.
Yeah, because Felicia started to badmouth Kamal. And
oh yeah, that's what I said. She's a dirtbag, and that's why I don't feel sorry for her. The only reason I halfway feel sorry is because the kid is left without a mom. I was like, oh man, when I saw that she had a child, but I was like, wow, that's interesting that she had no regard for Diana.
Well, she said she didn't know that Diana was.
She didn't know, but she also saw that they were baby shopping, and stuff.
Yeah, that is true.
Nobody confirmed. She said we don't have any kids, but she.
It wasn't Monet's child.
Put two and two together.
Yeah, you could put two and two together.
And then when he brought up the fact that she was pregnant, he was just like, "Well, she's a drug, drug daughter, and like the way she." And he was like, "You're justifying it." She tried to justify it even after Carter pointed out that she was pregnant.
And that's strange for her to be even in a situation like that when you have a small child to take care of. I mean, she's one thing to be a police officer and put your life on the line. It's another thing to be crooked, loud, wrong, and have a child, and just all the things she was in, drugs, and it just seems to me you didn't care much for your own child. So it's interesting.
Well, when you using, you don't think about her mind clearly was,
I don't know,
messed up because she was on that stuff. But that's the thing, she's a mother too, and she did not put herself in the position of Diana or Monet as another mother.
Right. Yeah. So
I just I think we got the who can get the hands list, but she's on the who can get the pan list.
Yeah.
Who got the pan?
Sure did get the pan.
Yeah, who got the pan list? Yeah, she fried her up pretty good with that pan. I mean, that was a beat down that I wasn't expecting. Okay?
Right.
Now, I thought about this. Does Diana, like, I understand her wanting to get the revenge and stuff, but on the other hand, I thought about what Tariq said about being strategic and stuff too. So I'm like, does Diana deserve the hands? Like, listen, we get it. She I wanted Felicia to get it too. But she did this. She didn't think about it. Now there's a child. Then she called Tariq over there. Like, it's all like I was just like,
this for the hands. I do.
That's what I think.
No, that's a little hypocritical because we all thought initially that it should be Diana that gets revenge. Now,
I'm not saying she should have done it. I thought about being strategic.
She started out being strategic. She followed Felicia. She knew, to find out where she lived. She just made a lot of dumb moves.
I'm not giving her the hands for the reason you think I'm giving her the hands, is what I'm saying.
Okay, I want to hear your reason for giving her hands.
I think because I think that she was kind of justified in her grief and in her anger and what she felt. And I think that she needed to go after
Felicia
to closure. She needed closure on the situation. And I think that she needed to do that herself. She didn't need nobody else to do it for her. She needed to do it herself. So I agree there. But the thing that I'm like, okay, first of all, you're in this emotional state. You went up in there, not on your toes. You was fumbling the gun. You dropped the gun. You almost got suffocated. You were not prepared. You're not a killer. Then number two, like she was shifting blame on Tariq. I understand the grief part of it, but every time you in a pickle, here you come calling him the first thing, and then you get mad at what he has to say. You mad because he's talking about how he felt after killing Ray Ray and how it didn't make him feel no better. And so I'm like,
that's some truth there. I mean,
it was true. That's why how are you mad at him? Because he's telling you the truth.
No, and in fact, I mean, what he was saying is, screw your vengeance. I mean, because this is something you're going to have to live with for the rest of your life. And I think how that is even heightened more so is now this boy, he's lost his mother, and who knows where he's going, or what's going to happen to him. So,
and that was
one thing. It's one thing to have killed her. It's another thing to know that she's, that she had a son and
child out there.
That's the last reason why I think she justified
that right there.
Because you let the kid see you. You stuck around to tell him a story, to hear
bedtime story,
familiar with your face. You should have did what you had to do and got up out of there.
Got up out of there.
Exactly.
Yeah. She's getting the hands from me.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
I go with that. Okay.
Right. Because Ghost and Tommy and them used to scope out the scene.
Yeah.
They scoped out the scene and stuff, and then if it was broad daylight or if they were cops and certain things. So you can tell that she definitely was acting on revenge, and I agree with everything you said, T. Like, I understand the desire, because I might have been out there in my ninja suit. That happened to me, but the fact for everything you said, T, about how she handled it, and them not being strategic, and then her blaming Tariq when Tariq has been in her corner, like he's taken the weight. He handled Zion for you. He pulled up to the scene of the crime after, like you said, his mama told him to stay out of that mess.
Yep.
So, Tiff, you're gonna be out there in your pink ninja suit, making all loud.
I gotta be on the down low if I'm doing it.
No, I'm saying it's like wearing a pink ninja suit because everything you did was loud. Yeah, like black would be like Ghost.
That's what I'm saying. I would have been on my ninja stuff. I would have been strategic and everything too.
That's what I'm saying. Diana bought a pink ninja suit. As loud as it can be.
She was in black.
No. What I'm saying is, I'm doing a what do you call it?
Metaphor.
Yeah, it's a metaphor. Because of all the dumb moves she made in the process of trying to kill somebody, she was as loud as she can be. Even reading a bedtime story to the kid. That right there is parallel to wearing a pink ninja suit to go out and talk about trying to kill somebody on the down. So, I'm just, you're not a killer. And no matter how angry you can be, you have to understand that's not your thing. You didn't even realize that this woman, as she was, talking and walking, she was probably trying to get to a gun somewhere.
She was trying to talk Diana off the ledge and stuff and get to a place where she can get the gun. She probably would have taken the gun from Diana and shot Diana with her own gun.
Yeah.
Which she did. I mean, she was successful at knocking the gun out of her hand.
Yeah.
It's just that she decided to use the paper bag instead of grabbing the gun. But it's
because she didn't want to make a mess because she had a child in the house.
I guess.
So she probably figured if that's messy. If you suffocate somebody, she would have been able to just and then take her body out of there and go to bed like nothing ever happened.
I guess.
Yeah, well, all that to say, Diana with the hands. Okay. I think we all are in agreement that Carter also gets the hand.
Oh, absolutely.
Anybody else y'all want to throw on the list?
Oh my gosh. We ain't even talk about the dude Stokely showing up and telling Braden and
oh yeah.
And then what they banned from
yeah, he's banned from. Yeah, that Stokely was like he didn't get a beat down for that.
Yeah, because it was wrong time. Because Tariq was already.
Yeah.
Stokely ain't wrong though, because the reason why he approached him in the first place is because of Braden, which I'm giving Braden a hand because he's still on drugs. Yeah. He's still on drugs, and Stokely only approached them because of Braden barging onto their performance last week, and he was like, "Oh, now I see what y'all are doing. You over here selling drugs to my performance," which they were not aware of. So
not Stokely wasn't wrong. Stokely was not wrong. Everything he said was right. It was the timing because Tariq had just come back from the hospital.
Right, but he didn't know that.
No, he didn't know that, but that's why he got snatched up.
Yeah.
That's why Tariq tried to press him because he was already in that space.
Yeah, but Braden is the root cause, so he.
Braden should have gotten hands. That's who really should have got snatched up.
Right. Yeah, so I mean, Braden did make a deal for himself with Kane and Diana. I mean, with Kane and Effie, that he can get the Stansfield course correct business back by doing the favor for them to get the laptop. So Braden worked out a deal behind Tariq's back. I'm like, is Tariq gonna be upset about that? Is he gonna tell Tariq about the business?
Yeah, it's gonna be a problem because he was just in court a couple seasons ago behind course correct and said he ran it. That's one of the things that got his butt kicked out at first. Yeah. So in one trial. So you want it back and they're gonna tie it back to you if you get
they were already looking at Braden as a co-conspirator, and now he go right back and get in bed with the dang business.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like,
yeah, go to the show. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Show what now?
Goes to leave the Coco alone.
Oh.
Because that's what's doing the thinking for him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so Braden get the hands. Now for the game ball, we said Drew killing it this season. I mean, literally killing it.
Yeah, Drew was holding it down. Drew was holding it down. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, all of them are trying to be, at least Drew and Kane, with the family first, that Lorenzo used to always, and Monet always instilled in them. You know, that you can see that drives them because that's the move that he made to try to protect them. Kane too, you know.
Yeah, Kane was maneuvering.
Yeah, and he gets the game ball for coming up with a plan that could be a wind up very successful in getting Noma out of the picture, which I think needs to happen anyway. So I like his plan, and let's see if it works. And if it does, I think that was a good one.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. Okay, so Kane and Drew. Anybody else? I can't think of nobody else. Tariq.
Tasha. Tasha gets the game ball. Yeah, she gets the game ball for trying to talk some sense into her.
Yep. Because she said, I want you to be better than your parents. So I was like, that's pivotal. That was pivotal for her to...
And stay away and let the Tejadas take this heat. You don't need to be anywhere around it.
And don't kill cops. That's one thing Ghost used to say too. Like he was like, no, we don't kill law enforcement. He used to say that in OG Power. That was off limits.
But I do want to give Tariq some credit for showing up for Diana her time of need over and over again. I was like, okay, I'll give you some kudos there. So I'll give him a game ball.
Yeah, he deserves that.
Yeah, so this was a really good episode. We got 3 more left, and that's it. That's it for PowerBook. So, what are you about to say, Tiff?
I was going to say episode 8s are usually pivotal in the Power universe. Like I'm expecting a major death. And
I think so. It's like
who would you consider
like
major?
A major, like it's always somebody, and major could be it could be Davis. It could be somebody like Davis. Like
he's expendable.
In that season, what was it? Season 2, in episode 8, it was Carrie.
Yeah.
It was Carrie that died. So it was, usually episode 8 is like a pivotal episode.
I don't see all of the Tejadas making it out.
I don't either. I wonder.
They might gotta go by the end of this.
Yeah, I feel like Monet is going to go to jail. I wouldn't be surprised. She might die, but I feel like she might end up in the bang at the end of all of this.
Yeah.
I feel like Kane might make it because I feel like the London. I still feel like Noma has.
And there could be a spinoff with Kane and.
That's where I'm going. That's why I think that's. I don't know that
to say this because they keep presenting new stuff, and it's like it's too much for them to put a bow on it at the end of the last episode. It's only 3 episodes left, and y'all still lining up the storyline.
Yeah. That's what I said. It's getting ready to be some more stuff, and that's why I feel like I feel like Kane might be the one who survives,
Mm-hmm.
and ends up running Noma's business after he takes her out. Because I
Yeah,
think he's gonna be the one to take her out.
I think so.
And I could see Monet taking the heat for the family, taking one and going to jail.
Mm-hmm.
And
Hmm.
that would seemingly kind of close up some things because, after all, they were after her anyway. So I can see that. I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
I don't see where either of them made with the exception of Diana killing the cop. I just don't see I don't see how this would play out where either one would lose their lives. I just think that they would just go away if Monet actually wound up in jail.
I don't know. It depends on what happens with Kane. I mean, and what happens with the Carter Task Force. We don't know how they get caught up in that. We don't know, like that one guy, um, the Russian Badin, he survived.
Yeah.
Like, is he gonna think that Effie tipped them off or Noma set him
Oh,
up or
oh,
whatever?
Effie
So
could be the one. Effie could be
yeah,
the one.
Effie could go.
Yeah.
Effie,
Mhm.
because I really do. I am nervous for Effie because I feel like, and I was telling my son this offline. I was like, how it's in instances on TV and movies, like when that person be just about to get out, like we saw it with Ghost. Like
Yeah.
Ghost was right there. Ghost
Right
was
there.
almost in the governor's mansion and lieutenant governor mansion and stuff, and he was snuffed out. And
yep.
so I feel like Effie, like she's at the point where she wants out the game, and um, Kane is trying to put this stuff in position to try to, maybe take over this organization, get Noma out the way, make sure Effie is safe, and something might happen. Just when
It's
she
only
thinks
Yep.
that
there's only one way out. Blood
And
in,
that's
blood
when
out.
Kane turns into like truly ruthless
Yeah.
and
yeah,
Yeah.
his thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's true. Yeah, one way out. Blood in, blood out. And I can
mm-hmm,
see her. Yeah, that would be her out.
same, I
mm-hmm.
mean, if that's the case, then the same for Diana. Shoot, she went out too.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's true. It's
Yeah.
true.
Well, you killed a cop now, Diana. So it's game over for you.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I can
Well,
see Effie since Effie's kind of
Effie
halfway out of.
Davis.
David
Um.
is expendable. Yeah.
Um. Braden. If Braden keeps messing up,
Mhm.
Yeah.
that would be a hard decision that Tariq might have to make. Like, will it get to the point that Tariq will decide that Braden is a liability?
I think he already at that point. Like, you looking kind of
Yeah,
crazy.
because he said to Braden, he was like, "This is why he at the door. Like, this is because of what you did." And he said to him last week at the show when he first came in, he was like, "You slipping, you
Yeah.
slipping." So it gets to a point. You a liability. We
Well,
we saw
Um.
that. We saw New Jack City
Yeah. But in as much as
out of
Braden,
pay.
but in as much as Braden is a screw up, he has had Tariq's back in moments that count. So
He
I
had.
it'll be interesting to see whether or not that matters much to Tariq. But nonetheless, I'm really enjoying this second
Mm-hmm.
half.
Mm-hmm.
3 episodes left. We'll
Yeah, I
see where
know
they leave us.
it's killing me,
Mm-hmm.
and I hate to see this program leave.
I
I
don't
know.
I don't think they're going to. This Power Book spinoff specifically is so wildly successful, so wildly tuned into. It has so many fans. I don't know why they would stop a good thing. I can see a spinoff coming. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I can
I
too.
think that there's going to be more to it, and hopefully you guys checked out our interview with Michael Rainey Jr., aka Tariq, and Latoya Tonadeo, aka Diana, and we talked to them about what the series meant to them and everything like that. And hopefully, I said, hopefully both of them make it out. We don't know.
Right.
Right. Yeah, so I mean, we got a lot of great content for you guys coming. Please make sure you stick with us. We're gonna finish off these last 3 episodes of Ghost, and we got some great content associated with Ghost too. So that notification bell is gonna be very important. So click that bell, subscribe to our channel, and like the video. Also check that interviews playlist because the interview Tiffany just mentioned with Tariq and Diana. That's already posted, but we got another one coming. We got another one, so y'all not gonna want to miss out on that one. So please go ahead.
The hits just keep on coming. That's all.
I was about to say, we don't stop over here. This is the Spot Real Talk, and we try to keep it fresh and keep everything, really exciting for our viewers. So just tune in, subscribe, follow us on all major social media platforms at the Spot Real Talk. We're going to keep the hits coming. And drop down in the comment section. Give us your thoughts about this episode as well as any predictions you have for the remainder of the season. Tiff, Ron, y'all got anything else?
I'm good.
Okay, so on that note, we are going to call it a night. Please make sure you are tuned back in next week for a recap of episode 8 of PowerBook 2 Ghost. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Oh my God, Dios mío, they say, oh my God, Dios mío, they say,